Hello, I'm Chris.
And I'm Matthew.
Welcome to the Still Wondering podcast.
We are two brothers in our 30s trying to figure life out. So come and join us for a wonder. Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Still Wondering podcast. And today we're talking about a holiday. That was a really weak intro, wasn't it?
That's really smooth, yeah. Talking about... There's a moment of depression that came over you, it sounded like. Yeah.
Just leave it in. Leave it in.
Oh, bless you. Oh,
Should we record?
We both had a lovely few days away. And, yeah, you went on a work retreat.
I did.
But it was away.
Yeah.
I went to Bulgaria.
You did?
Yeah. So, yeah, we thought we'd talk about that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Where did you go on your work retreat?
We were in a place... Oh, where was it? Do you know what? I can't even remember. It was in Suffolk somewhere. I can't remember the exact name of the place. It was just kind of middle of nowhere place. And we booked it, and I thought that it was like its own standalone building. And we arrived, it's like, oh, the building's literally attached to the barn. So I was like, oh man, that kind of sucks a little bit. But actually it didn't make any difference at all. We got in, chose our rooms. Angus wasn't there yet because he was stuck in the office. So he got the downstairs one, which is like two singles. So we both got our own. So Liz and I got our own rooms with nice big beds.
Good.
And then, and then it turns out by the end of it, Angus couldn't make it at all because he was stuck in the office dealing with stuff. So it was a real shame, really.
Did he still pay his share?
Oh yeah, of course he did. It's not our fault. We have just arranged another one, so we're booking that in for August. So,
nice.
So yeah, it'd be nice to get the three of us out. We did miss him, but yeah, we got a lot. I mean, I got a lot done. I caught up on my mileage. So my accountant had been waiting for my mileage for ages. It's one of those things where it's like all the accounts are done and up to date. Like we're super ahead of time. We just need your mileage. It's like, oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. You just go a little bit longer, and then I just sat up one night and just got it done and finished that off. That was really good.
How do you keep a log then? Every time you do a gig, you work out.
Got an app that tracks all my drives,
nice.
so I just need to go through and say personal business. And actually, I get in the habit now. It happens very early on. I get in the habit of categorising it straight afterwards. So when I get like 5 minutes, like I don't know, on the toilet or on a phone call or something, I can just go do.
Yeah,
it's all done. Yeah,
nice.
So yeah, I got that done, which was like a big thing for me anyway. Mentally, it was like that was dragging me down. I was like, oh, I've got to do this mileage. But then we filmed some B-roll, which I needed some filming done, so Liz filmed that for me, which is like the bits of footage which people don't necessarily see you talking in. It's just kind of hand movements and stuff to get on camera. So we got some of that stuff where I needed another person involved, so that was cool. And yeah, I was sort of planning out what my next steps are with the whole YouTube, Instagram, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good.
That's what I got done. It was productive. It was really worthwhile. And it's nice and chilled as well. It wasn't too intense.
Yeah.
So you had some downtime, watched some stand-up comedy. So
good.
on Netflix.
Is it in the middle of nowhere as well? Is it quite a peaceful setting?
Yeah, it was really nice. There was actually a bird's nest like in the little garden they had. It was a nice place. The little garden they had a bird like flying in and out constantly.
Oh, right.
I was like, and we could hear chicks in there. So it's like, oh, okay. That's why they're so busy. As soon as one went in, the other one went out, and they were just like cycling around. I just thought, God, kids.
Parenthood.
God.
Yeah.
Tiring, and you have to fly around for that shit.
Hard work, whatever species you are.
Yeah. Although Louis C.K. does point out that I'm going to eat one of these because I'm cold. So if you really get desperate, you just eat one. You're an animal.
Yeah, true.
That's frowned upon in our culture.
Species. Yeah. Do birds eat other birds?
I don't know. I mean, other birds eat other birds.
Oh yeah, of course they do. Like an eagle would eat a lesser bird.
A lesser bird?
A lesser bird.
Are you discriminating against the birds?
From the eagle's point of view, if I was an eagle, I'd be very prejudiced against other birds because they're potentially my food source.
I'm the shit.
Yeah, the fucking eagle. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. I suppose there are some eagles that can like pick up dogs and children.
Yeah.
That's been known to happen.
Yeah.
That's terrifying, isn't it? Imagine your child gets picked up by an eagle.
Yeah. Well, climate change, we might start getting those. Like pterodactyls and shit. Like. Is that what climate change is about?
It's about reverting back in time to when...
Something to do with dinosaurs, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so that was quite cool to see. And I kept up with my exercise regimen as well. And so I had a little gym session there's a YouTube channel called Pop Sugar, which I was introduced to. And it's like basically these... I saw the video, so I was like, this is going to be some easy stuff. Because I lift heavy things at the gym, and that's how I'm used to working out. And I've recently started this more cardio-based thing. Like skipping, jumping, burpees, all that kind of stuff, alongside lifting heavy stuff.
Yeah.
When I first watched one of these videos, I was like, okay, this is going to be like good. It's not going to be too taxing.
Yeah.
I did it for the first time, and I was like, oh my God, I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. I can't do this. And now we're going to go into another plank. I was like, not again. So yeah, I picked one of their things. They're really good.
Yeah.
Like if you wanna get fit, then Jesus. Wow. And it's quite funny in those videos as well. They've got like the trainer who's super enthusiastic, always talking, and they've got like one other person who's like super fit and like doing all the things the way you should be doing them if you're like super fit. And they've got like a Karen on the side who's not very good at the exercises. It's like, yeah, you're doing great, Karen. She's literally just like, she's nothing intense. Just if you want to do push-ups, then just go on your elbows and do them there.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to do plank, then just don't. Just lay on the floor.
Don't bother, Karen.
Just keep on breathing, Karen. You got this.
Yeah, you concentrate on staying alive, Karen.
We're going to do these super squats with jumpers. Now, Karen, if you can just lift your toes up.
That reminds me of the first time I did a yoga class, I nearly died. Because she did a lot of instruction on the breathing throughout, because it's essential to be breathing. Problem was, I followed her literally. And so I was breathing, and this is how compliant I am. I was just following her instructions on breathing, and I said to her at the end, I found it really difficult to keep my breathing in rhythm to what you say. She's like, oh no, that's just a guide. Like you breathe as much as you need to breathe.
You had a super fit person breathing at their pace. You're trying to follow along. I would be dying. Can I breathe in yet? Yeah. And just exhale. Can they not hit you at the back?
Yeah.
Dying.
Oh, it was so embarrassing. I sweated so much.
Oh, it's good though. Yoga's meant to be really good for you.
Oh, I really enjoyed it.
Why did you stop?
I felt really pandemic.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I'm doing classes at work, and it was like lunchtime. Do you know what? At the end, you do feel so much calmer. Like it's a beautiful reset.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's excuses really, because I could have carried on doing it. I did try doing some like YouTube videos, but I got fed up with the instructors. I just found something.
You've got to find one.
Annoying, just irritating, and then. I don't know, just if you're in the class, you're there doing it, whereas if you're at home, you're like, no, watch Netflix or whatever else. So
yeah,
so that discipline's hard.
It's a funny thing, isn't it? I think it's accountability is kind of the biggest hack I've learned. It's just if you're paying someone, if you're going to a location, or if you've said to someone, yeah, I'll be there, then you're literally creating space to do the thing.
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm just sat at home, I've got a list of things I need to do. But sometimes I have to just leave the room and go like sit outside or sit downstairs because I need to change like space to get the thing done.
Yeah.
It's really tough. But yeah, I found that hiring a PT made a massive difference. Joining a gym, like over pandemic, I barely worked out at all because I wasn't going to a place to go do that and then come home. It's just the way my brain works. I find it a lot easier just to go somewhere else and get shit done.
Yeah.
You're the same.
You're very good at that. Yeah, I do. I get more done. Yeah, probably if I'm not in the environment. Like if I'm with you, I tend to get more done. Whereas if I'm at home, I've got more distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm on my own, especially. So, yeah, I completely get that. Yeah, but I'll definitely do yoga again. I don't know. I might look up to see if they've got any classes in Haverhill. Maybe I'm sure they must do.
Should do it.
Everywhere's got yoga classes because it was brilliant, really, really good. I did Tai Chi as well. It didn't have quite the same effect, but it was quite good.
Okay.
But I got a bit annoyed with the teacher because a lot of what we did for the majority of the class it's more like a stretching class, which still had a benefit. And then for the last 5 minutes, he'd be like, "Okay, we've got 5 minutes left," and he would just go off and do a routine. But he didn't stop. He wasn't teaching us. He was just doing it, and we were supposed to follow. And of course, he was just going through it, and it's a combination of moves which is completely foreign to us because we hadn't learnt any of this stuff. So that was a bit weird. So I didn't.
Are you sure this was a Tai Chi class?
It was, yeah.
Just some guy walking up and saying, I'm just going to finish with the Haba routine. He's just making it up.
He did. It looked really impressive.
Making it up.
And we were like slamming into walls and stuff, trying to breaking our ankles, trying to keep up with him.
I'm wondering if he wasn't because if you learnt the routine, he wouldn't remember the routine. That's why he never taught you the routine.
Maybe.
So he was just making it up. So then next week you can just do another made-up one for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and we kept saying to him, really like what you do at the end, we'd like to actually learn that routine. But yeah, he just did the same thing every single week.
Really?
It was really odd. Really, really odd. And then, I can't remember why, but I stopped going for a while. Maybe because I was getting a bit frustrated with that. And he saw me in the corridor and he pointed at my belly and was like, "Oh, what happened here?"
Seriously?
Yeah. I was like, okay, boundaries.
Wow.
You got a point, but, still.
Well, not point.
Yeah, that's right.
What did you say to him?
I just laughed. I mean, he wasn't wrong. I put on my...
He wasn't.
Be like, no, I haven't. So clearly, I'd whacked a stone on since I'd not seen him.
Right.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I've been pieing it hard.
Pieing it out.
Instead of going to Tai Chi, I was in the canteen.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
No, I'm looking. I'd like to do either yoga or some sort of stretching. I think that'd be good for me because I've realised that my back just needs and my hamstrings just need stretching out.
Yoga's great. Yoga's really good for it.
Okay.
Stretching. So basically, what it is like controlled stretches, but it gets you stretching in ways that you think, "Oh my god, that's a muscle I didn't quite know was there."
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's worth a go.
Yeah. If you're listening to this and you've got any yoga advice or any kind of YouTube channels where the person isn't really annoying, send us an email. Be good to hear from you.
Please do. Yeah, I'd like to get a recommendation.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess on the same topic of
retreats.
Retreats, yes.
Yes, I retreated on a Ryanair flight to Bulgaria, which was awesome, and it was my first trip away for many, many, many years. So it was a bit of me trying to prove a point to myself.
It's your first trip away alone?
Alone, sorry.
Yeah,
I should say. Alone. And it worked out just fine. But of course, before going, I was really nervous and really kind of worried, like, am I going to be all right with my own company? Am I going to keep myself amused? And of course I did. There's plenty to do. So I flew to the capital, Sofia, in Bulgaria. Really interesting place. It's kind of like a real mishmash of like ancient Roman ruins, communist bloc and modern architecture. It's all kind of mashed together.
Wow.
There's not like a pretty old town, so to speak.
Okay.
Or at all, really. It's all just kind of mashed together. But it's got a real energy about it. It feels like a really kind of cool place, and it's, I don't know, everything's, all the public transport worked okay. It wasn't expensive. If anything, it was kind of a bit cheaper than we used to here. So that was really awesome. But it also comes with a mountain. Like literally just outside the city, there's a big Vitosh mountain. So on the second day, I sort of walked up. I did a hike up there to some waterfalls.
Cool.
Which was really lovely. So that was good for the mind and soul. I ended up being out all day because we got to the waterfalls, and this chap that was starting the walking route just as I was walking. He was asking me questions. Clearly, he hadn't done his research, and I had nerded out, so I knew where I was going. And I'd brought water with me because it was 25 degrees.
Yeah.
He hadn't.
You have any water with him?
I know, weird, really
Wow.
weird. So anyway, we ended up doing the hike together. A nice chap from Romania. He was from.
Right.
And anyway, so we went up waterfalls. Took about 2.5 hours to walk to the waterfalls.
That's quite a trek.
Yeah, it's uphill, and some of it was quite challenging, kind of rocky kind of terrain. And then we met along the way a local couple, and I'd read somewhere about some further sites that were a bit further up, but I wasn't sure about the route up to get to them. But they were like, oh yeah, it's pretty easy actually, just kind of head that way and that way. And so I went up even further to pretty much near the top of the mountain actually, and there's like a stone river type thing where the glaciers had melted over the years, and it's left these big boulders in the riverbed.
Cool.
So it's like a river of big boulders. It's really cool, and there's still a stream sort of going down at the bottom of the boulders. Really beautiful, really, really nice. So that was awesome.
Glad you did it.
Oh yeah, massively, yeah. It's like a full day up the mountain. It was really, really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and on the last day, I went on an organised tour into Serbia, because Sofia's fairly close to the Serbian border, which, I knew I was really, really keen to go to Serbia, partly, to tick it off, but also the city itself, Niš, is quite interesting. There's quite a lot of history there. It's like an old fortress in the centre, and it's got some interesting other sites as well. And this tour kind of got you around all the sites, plus there was free time as well, just to mooch about, really. So really, really enjoyable. Yes, it's only 3 days. It's quite a short trip, but I came back just so pleased that it had gone well, and so content that I proved to myself that if I needed to in life, I could just go and do that, and I'd be absolutely fine and occupy myself and still have a great time. So it was quite life affirming, I would say.
What was the main thing you were worried about? Because you travel all the time. I don't know if I kind of noticed that it's always been with people.
Just being comfortable in my own company.
You sort of worried that wasn't going to be a...
Yeah.
Is it because you haven't done it a lot, or...?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the last time I went away on my own, abroad certainly, was when I was like 19. Yeah, so it's been a very long time. So I'm just used to going away with company. Yeah, which I think I'd still prefer to do, just because a shared experience is a nice thing to do. But I don't need to rely on it, and that if I wanted to go off, I could just say, "Oh, have fun, I'll do it on my own." If it doesn't work out for other people, it doesn't work out,
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I suppose I don't think I've been away on my own, but I think travelling and just being... I think if I have been away on my own, then it's been for a reason. I think the last time I would have done it was probably Vegas.
Did you go on your own?
Well, I did go on my own, but I was going to a magic, like a week-long magic masterclass thing.
Oh, yeah.
Then I stayed on an extra week on my own. And that was looking back actually, I think I remember feeling quite anxious about being on my... Yeah, something about being on my own. I made friends fairly quickly. I met a couple of girls who kind of took me under their wing, and we went out drinking and had a bit of a laugh. Went to the old town Vegas one night. And yeah, it was good to make some friends and sort of say hello to people, but I think I did feel kind of out of my depth a little bit, because I think I've used magic as my shield to meet people. And when I'm sort of stripped away with that, I'm kind of like left vulnerable, going, "Oh, I'm a person. Please like me." Do you know what I mean?
You're not just a pack of cards.
Yeah. And I stopped using it as a shield for a long time, but I think it's the first time I can remember, at least.
Yeah.
I think I would have been 26 at the time when I did that. No, 24 or 25 when I did that trip. And I remember feeling quite like, oh, I haven't done this for a long time. Like the last time I tried to make friends was probably in a playground at school.
Yeah.
And here I am. I went to a pool party purposefully. Couple of... Well, was it? Yeah, it was a pool party, the first one actually. And it just kind of forced me into that atmosphere and just be whatever it was on my own. I'm getting hot, thinking, I know it's hot in this room, but I'm getting hot thinking about it, because it was really testing, I think.
I think, yeah, well, it is, isn't it? I think when you do these things, it's brave to do. You've been very brave with things like that. Like when you're working off on the ships, just off you go for several months, doing the cruise ferries.
Yeah,
it's pretty brave. When you went out to work in Spain, again, pretty off you went on your own. Pretty. I know you had contacts there already and stuff, but still.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think I've seen that as that's the thing though. It's kind of classed as work. Even the Vegas trip was kind of work. I think if I were to go traveling just now on my own, it probably would do me some good actually. Probably good sort of character building exercise.
Yeah.
Going, go through the same thing that you've described. I can do this alone. I don't need.
Yeah.
I don't need a crutch. Yeah, I like that.
Well, that's something to do, isn't it? Get yourself a cheap flight, take yourself off and amuse yourself. I think the thing I worried about most was particularly in the evenings, because I'm normally like out pretty much all day, sightseeing and stuff, and then kind of retire in the evening after dinner and just watch telly. And it's then that I worried, I think probably that I might be a bit on my own and,
Right.
You haven't got anyone to talk to today. But to be honest with you, I was just watching the telly and look at the pictures on my phone and stuff. That's fine. Absolutely fine.
It's fine, your own company.
Yeah. I think it depends on the mentality you are at the time as well. Makes a big difference. And I was really looking forward to it as well. So, I really wanted to see all the stuff. So it's not like I was in a random place with not knowing what to do. So, yeah, go do it.
Maybe I should. I like that, though.
Yeah.
So you come back feeling like with more self-confidence?
Definitely. Yeah.
In general or just for travelling?
No, generally I think. I think the effect is broader than just that from that one experience and knowing I can do that. It just gives you that little bit of a boost in general terms that you think, brilliant, done that, enjoying life, kind of vibe.
Cool.
Really benefited from it, I think.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well done, bro. I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So you've come back from your trip feeling more self-confident.
Mm-hmm.
I think I came back from the retreat feeling like I had a bit more of a direction.
Yeah.
Which is what I needed. I think I had so many things, like so many projects going on in my head that are possibilities, and I kind of had my fingers in lots of different pies. I was like, okay, I need to strip everything away and just limit it to like 3 things in my life. Yeah. So yeah, I've got much more direction, which feels good. And I think we had a chat the other day, didn't we, about sort of what's happening next. And I think I've got that nailed down. Yeah. Essentially, it's going to be lots of content creating, and letting the business run itself and trying to build something else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to be lots of recording, planning, editing, posting.
Yeah, I think it makes sense, kind of streamline, because you've got so many great ideas and so many sort of fingers in potential pies and things you want to do. But yeah, I think streamlining it down more is a good idea.
Yeah.
More focus. Kind of try and do less things well than lots of things around the edges and
yeah.
Definitely
Start building something brick by brick. Building that up.
Definitely. Well, I'm pleased. And then you've got another retreat to kind of refocus.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll be with Liz Angus again. We'll probably be. We're actually looking at a place in Cambridge, central Cambridge, near Jesus Green. Yeah, it's fairly reasonable rates and it's close to everything. So it's either that or another place slightly outside, but still not far from Cambridge.
Right.
So it's quite convenient.
Okay.
But it also gives us the opportunity to go out and do something fun rather than just sort of sitting in and working.
Yeah.
Which, when the 3 of us are together, is pretty like it's just work heavy.
Yeah.
Which is fun. Like, we enjoy it, but it's it can be a lot. So
that's good that you've got that kind of network to have that focus with. Really, 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 really positive thing, isn't it? Because you've got similar kind of aims, or maybe not similar aims, but you're working around a similar medium, which is kind of YouTube and social media and stuff. So you can all talk that same language together. Yeah. And kind of spur each other on, I guess. Motivate each other to think of different ideas and
yeah. I think, to be honest, sometimes I feel like I'm not worthy, just because in that sort of the realm of YouTube, because Angus is like helped create this like absolute monster of a business. Liz has her own channel, which is about to hit 300,000 subs.
Oh, great!
Which is insane. And I'm sort of here, sort of struggling to make a video a week for the last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite funny when I look at it. It's like, oh man, I need to buck my ideas up.
Oh.
But I think it's mainly because I have so many ideas, and I've got this kind of slightly ADHD-esque / creative brain that's constantly churning out ideas, but I'm not actually creating the ideas. It's just an idea factory.
Yeah.
I think now it's a case of, okay, strip it back and just do what's easy to do and that I can get out and start building slowly. And I think that is what we discussed, which is making a video a week on YouTube and then making some courses over the period of the year.
Correct.
And just see where I am in a year's time.
Perfect.
I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
So
it's good to be around inspirational people, though. So if you're
Yeah.
with people that are also not quite hitting the mark and not quite getting that kind of traction, then there might be a bit less inspirational. Where if you've got people that are kind of a little bit ahead of you in terms of subscribers or whatever, then hopefully, you can tap into how they got to that point, but also just have that general inspiration whilst you're working with them.
yeah, and they're really good people as well. Like
Yeah.
there's just a vibe that we've all got, and that just works really well. I feel very lucky to be a part of that group. So and the amount of innuendo and filth, we're called Team Filth on our Shared Notion page.
Oh, perfect.
Just because it is just.
I got to meet them. I think we're really going to get
Yeah, I really want them to meet you. I really want them to meet you.
on.
Yeah, I can't wait for that day. We'll have to rest. In fact, Go Ape, when you mentioned that,
Yeah,
we should do that together. I think that'd be fun.
they'd be up for it, would they?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, great. Okay.
It'd be a good laugh.
Well, maybe get a retreat somewhere out that way. Maybe
Yeah, all right then.
I'll come along.
That sounds good.
You can do your nerd stuff, and I'll.
Tag along for the
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
deal.
It's a deal.
Done.
Good. Well,
Oh,
if you're listening and you've been on any retreats or holidays abroad, why don't you tell us about it? You can email us at q@stillwandering.com, and that's wandering spelled with an A, not an O. And we'd love to hear from you.
yeah, absolutely. And tell us like what benefits you had from going on those retreats, and if you've also pushed yourself sort of psychologically and tested yourself to build some, and it's ended up in building your self-confidence, then we'd love to hear those stories as well. Send them in. We'll read them out. We read every one of them out.
Yep.
And we'll discuss.
Sounds good.
Fabulous. Right.
Thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Catch you in a bit. Bye bye.